Hey, you, friends, family, and strangers. Welcome to another epic D-Nation video. I just felt like I should pop in for just a little tickling of the balls update from me to you. Well, I finally got released from prison. My cases got dropped. There was actually a partial acquittal, and then there's the other thing I'm working on. So I represented myself in court. Anyways, we're here again at the wee old storage unit. Every time I come out here, every ounce of stress and anxiety that I carry with me 24 hours a day goes away. This storage unit was strategically picked for me to use. I picked it strategically with, I just wanted a spot that was out in the middle of nowhere, because I need like a layover spot between like work and where I'm living next or where I'm camping next. And if we haven't been clear, the van lifing is a go. We're van lifing here in a few more months. Full time, as far as I can tell. So I guess I'll talk more about that as we roll on with updates. So gather your things and let's do it. You're a loser. I'll tell you what we're going to go ahead and do first is shine a light on it. Just like that. All right, much better. And tonight, even though it is summer, May, what is it? It's May something, early May, here in central Ohio. Despite that, it is plummeting into the 40s right now. And luckily, I thought about that right before I left the apartment and grabbed some proper clothes for tonight. Brr. So, I don't know if you recall or not, but last time we were out here at the storage unit, I was talking about, here's my warm clothes for getting properly dressed. I was talking about, aside from what's going on with the rest of this year, mortgage, no mortgage, van life, no van life, the bigger question at the time I was talking about last time was this upcoming winter later this year, 2026, whether I was going to freeze in the van or if I was going to go ahead and get like a 3-month lease on a winter apartment. We have the live poor, play rich option or the live rich and play poor option. I am stuck right now between two major domestic situation decisions, two major housing conundrums. I'm like 50-50 on that, so we'll see. But speaking of being cold, it is early May, and it might as well be winter tonight because, yeah, I need to put on some warm clothes. Back when I had a dad, I used to tell said dad how scary it is at night, especially out in the backyard. Our property was out in the fields because I was afraid of, like, deer. And he would tell me all the time, there's nothing out there at night that's not out there during the day. Huh. Obviously that motherfucker never seen Forensic Files, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so aside from me giving you an update you didn't ask for, why the fuck are we here tonight? We are here to add a TV to the already existing TV right here in this floor space. We are here to clutter up this space even more as I continue to move stuff out of the apartment. That way when the lease is up, I'll already be out of there. We also have premier lighting in the van. See all this junk? There's a TV under a blanket, some couch pieces, an entertainment center. I guess they're just called TV stands nowadays. And of course, as soon as I put my coat on, it starts raining. So I guess that was good timing. Look, I don't know how a barn raising's done in the States, but here in New Zealand, when we move a TV, we throw a blanket over it. We put in between a half of an inflated couch for camping. I don't know why it lost so much air in transit, but it did. And we always ratchet that bitch down so she doesn't bounce around. If you're gonna move out of an apartment all by yourself, then use these straps to throw around boxes to get down the steps in a much easier way. Just like I do. Basically, if you do everything the way I do in life, then all of your stuff will be in a storage unit too. And I'm going to need this strap for the next box that comes down the steps at the wheel apartment. So I need to make sure I take it back with me. Always organize your straps so they don't get caught on stuff. These two boxes right here have very little in them, but what they have in them needs to be in their own box because they go to very specific things. Need to get this fucking wood out of the way. Not really sure why I saved this wood other than it's perfect project wood. Alright. This is part of a couch, believe it or not, if it wasn't obvious. I'll wrap this up in a tarp here in a couple weeks when I come back with some more stuff. But for now, I wanted to get it out of the way in the apartment. Oh, gosh. Getting this other TV and this TV stand in here is a big deal for me because it's like the last majorly heavy, bulky, big thing I have to worry about getting down 2 flights of steps on my own. You think anybody's showing up for my moving party? Not a chance. I just scratched the hell out of the bottom of it, but luckily the scratched part is on the bottom of it. This TV doesn't look like it weighs much until I pick it up and carry it. Come to find out, it weighs so much it cuts into the palm of my hand. Ouch. If it works for you, it works for me. Fuck it. Let's take our blankie back home now, okay? Do you know how hard it is to set up lighting for a pea shot and make sure you don't get your wiener in the frame? It's not that hard. Taking a hot steamy piss while visiting the storage unit is the precise reason why we have Sandy wipes here in the bathroom. It feels so wrong to be taking anything back to the apartment, especially something that was in storage already, like these crates, but I kind of need them for the last phases of living in that apartment. You need a coffee table? Well, your coffee table's in storage. You set up a couple crates. You need an end table or a shelf? That's in storage. You just put up a couple crates. You got an Insta shelf. I've been using these crates for years. You've probably seen them in my videos for years. Same ones as literally 20 years ago. Same crates. Love them. I still buy new ones a lot and add to the, I don't know. I would say I probably have a couple hundred of these. These have to go back because they're going to be put in a proper box and I don't know what's in them. And this is going to the dumpster because it doesn't hold air anymore. Kind of like my life. Ooh, that was a creepy bird. Did you hear that? Even if it's just because this is missing the cap, I have no clue where that cap would be, so it's trash anyways. And yeah, let's go back home. Well, I have keys to the storage unit and keys to my car. The problem is I don't remember at all where I put the keys to the actual van to get the fuck out of here. So yeah, might be here for a while. All right, what a relief. When I took my shorts off to get warmer and put pants on, I, like an idiot, left my van keys in said shorts. Can't wait to have the time in these next few months to take more bike rides. I'm really tempted to take the bike over to get some air in the tires and take it back to the apartment now. However, there will not be time for riding a bike anytime soon, unfortunately. When it comes time to van life it up on a permanent basis, I will have to decide whether or not I'm getting a second storage unit just for my car, or if I'm going to get rid of my car or whatever, or if I'm just going to park my car somewhere in like a public parking spot and then look up the city ordinance and move it every 3 days or whatever the case is to make the laws happy. One thing I do know, if I do get another storage unit for my car, I'll have more space around the car to offset some of this shit. So when I actually look for something, I don't have to move completely out in order to find it and move it all back in. But for now, this is what you get. Technically, as per the law of the house, the small TV is supposed to be up on this tall dresser, and the big ass Titantron is supposed to be down on this shorter TV stand. But yeah, you don't always get what you want. I love these lights that I've been using lately, this being one of them, because they all have a magnet in the base of them. And they all recharge, so there's no batteries. And I can rely on them having plenty of power, because I recharge them up myself almost every other time or so I use them. Before we take off out of here, it is only appropriate to celebrate with the other half of my Whopper. Howard, your wife's cookies. I didn't really plan on shooting a video today, but I feel like a storage unit run at least shows forward motion in my life. Someone is pulling in here, which is extremely rare, especially for this time of night. Someone definitely had their turn signal on to pull into here out on the road, but I see no one. Unless they're back here. This might turn into a horror movie real quick. Nope, no one down there either. Is that person tucked away with their lights off? About missed my turn. That car probably thinks, man, there's a drunk guy out here, because I had to turn way into his lane. Anyway, a lot of travel stuff coming up, a lot of van life stuff coming up. I was debating on whether to do another homesteading series on the channel again, but that's just too much up in the air to really announce in any kind of capacity. So, woohoo! Whew! Like I done told you, it is a chilly 40-degree night here in central OH in the beginning of May. Can you hear the rain hitting the top of the van? Very peaceful. If I didn't have the apartment still, I don't see myself having any problem whatsoever crawling into the back and falling asleep wearing this winter coat to stay warm tonight. Maybe some booties or whatever. But I don't have my bed back there, and I don't have my clothes back there yet, and I don't have any camping cooking supplies or anything like that, which is why for now we're still in transition mode, getting stuff moved out of the apartment and what have you. So, yeah. Even right now where I'm parked in the apartment complex, my car is to this side of me. This other side of me is a space that someone parks at, but they never move their vehicle ever. So, like, I know even if I were here but couldn't access the apartment or didn't have the apartment anymore, would I just settle in doing nothing? Right as I was literally talking about how incognito this particular parking spot is and how I could rest here for the night if need be, one of my neighbors came right up to the van with a flashlight. So I thought we were going to have a conversation, but then they walked on. But anyways, I'm going to go inside and finish telling you what I was trying to tell you. So now, if you can't guess, we are up on the 3rd floor balcony. I'm out of breath because I just ran up and down the steps a couple times bringing stuff in. But yeah, my neighbors were working on their car. I don't know why they were pointing their flashlight right at me and walking right up to the van. I think they were more so looking at the vehicle I was just talking about, which never moves out of the spot beside me because it is quite the vehicle to look at. It is what you would call the struggle mobile. The main portion of me living here involved the TV and the TV stand being right over there. There was the L-shaped couch here at one time. Benjamin Button wasn't there like he is right now. But see, everything in here is pretty much stuff that can be picked up and moved quickly. The smaller TV, portable DVD player for when I am basically listening to something while I'm working on the computer or being lazy and playing a computer game and not being productive. And then, like, my desk itself is just now a fold-up table at this point because everything else is in storage. All the hard-to-move stuff is pretty much already out of here. We do have a disaster room over here, which used to be my full-time office, but now it is the room of doom. This wall has now become the wall of crates because I'm not just using them to put stuff on. I'm actually using my crates to organize a lot of stuff. And what happens to that stuff after it gets organized is it either ends up in a box where all of its friends are together, all the Amazon products, you know, for the first time in history, have all found each other. And I set this up for that purpose. There's not really normal bedroom stuff anymore in here. The dresser's gone. There's no nightstand anymore. It's now just a temporary crate-only nightstand, which is perfect because the heavy pain in the butt to move nightstand is already put away in storage. And when I go to move that one, it's just a matter of grabbing them and walking down the steps with them because those crates are ultra lightweight. These work just fine for your undies or your unmentionables, okay? Your sock drawer now becomes a sock bin. When you're gearing up to van life and also actively moving out of your home, you might necessitate something called the Battery Daddy, all right? A product I would have never used before. Batteries would have just been randomly sitting around in bins. So yeah, there you go. A little update video. Hope that was okay. Thanks for watching. Despite my lack of uploading stuff lately, I am working on projects. I'm filming and editing still, believe it or not. About 4 different projects at once right now, kind of simultaneously. The problem is that there's just so much behind the scenes fakakta bullshit going on in my life right now that I have to deal with. It kind of clogs up my schedule for videos and stuff. The irony is that stuff has to be done not only to answer problems I have in the moment, but also to open up major doors for the next chapter of Dougalo Nation, for the content I'm trying to bring you in the near future, which is exciting. But right now, in the thick of it, it can get frustrating and just downright depressing on certain days. And it's not like a year ago where I could kind of cheat and just film my daily life and make that content, because what I'm talking about is stuff that just would not work for any usable content at all. It's things like, how do you no longer have an address anymore? How do you do full-time traveling? So how do you do all that in Ohio legally? Because this is not a state where you can comfortably do that. It's not like I think Utah has like a nomad license you can get, and there's just different states that make it a lot easier. So I've had to do a lot of research, and I've had to make a lot of plans, and then like figure out when to do them in the right order. I need to stress to you, take it from me, somebody who behind the scenes is kind of a nervous person and overthinks everything and worries about stuff. What I've had to learn the hard way in my life lately is how to not fight God's battles. So please stop fighting God's battles. It ain't going to matter, no matter how tempted you are to go resolve something you can't control, or to put out a fire you didn't even start in the first place, blah, blah, blah. And only you know how that applies to your life. Yeah, focus on what you can control. Knock out these goals. Organize your goals so they set up for the next goal. Don't do them out of order, because then you're going to get discouraged. And I'll see you again soon. Like I said, stuff coming down the hatch, I promise. And we'll see you again on the next one. But for now, let's go ahead, pack up this campsite, piss on this fire, and head back to the wee old camper van for another cozy night of rest and comfort. We'll read a book, and maybe have a late night sleepy cup of tea, and maybe rub one out and just get to sleep and be cozy. And in the morning when you wake up, I'll be with you. But until then, don't be a douche.